Please rise for the arrival of the official party, the national anthem, and the invocation. North Carolina Piedmont Regions Consortium arriving. Major General, United States Marine Corps, arriving. Chaplain Dunlap will now deliver the invocation.
Please pray with me as you're able. Gracious God, author of all life, in whom we live and move and have our being, we give thanks to you for this joyful occasion of commencement. This day embodies and represents years of dedicated training, outstanding leadership, wise instruction and counsel, family and friends support, and a grateful nation. Many have gathered from near and far to show their support, faith, and love. Some may not have been able to travel to be here, but are here in spirit and in truth. This is a day to celebrate achievement and opportunity seized by your grace and provision. May your divine presence continue to descend upon, fill, and strengthen these midshipmen, OC and MESEP, in their service with honor, courage, and commitment. May they remember that through all of life and circumstance, you are a strong tower of defense, a mighty fortress is our God, who shines his glorious light across the seas each morning, who mysteriously governs the tempests of life, in battle at sea, in the air, and on land, and both on and off the battlefield, and who mercifully comforts the fallen and redeems with hope the hope of eternal life with you. Bless these men and women who are our nation's sons and daughters, who wear the uniform, and their families, and who will serve proudly with distinction. We honor the highest of our ideals, creeds, morals, hopes, and dreams in you and yours, who lives and reigns with you and the Spirit, this day forevermore. Amen.
Thank you, Chaplain Dunlap. Thank you. Please be seated. Honored guests, proud families, friends, and graduates, welcome to North Carolina State's Naval Reserve Officer Training Corps commissioning ceremony. Today we'll be commissioning 13 officers into the United States Navy and the United States Marine Corps. Ladies and gentlemen, the commanding officer of the Piedmont Consortium, Captain Andrew Hertel.
Good, it's afternoon now. Good afternoon, everyone, and thanks for everybody joining us today. If I were to spend time specifically recognizing every senior officer who is here, that's all I would have opportunity to say. So suffice it to say thank you for all the folks who have come here today, senior officers in the Navy and the Marine Corps, old friends, from some short distances, some longer, but thank you for everyone joining us today. Dr. Zapata, thank you for joining us from NC State as well. There's a few things that I would like to highlight today before I hand it over to our primary guest speaker. So let me get on with that. It is wonderful to see everybody here today. We'd love it if we were in the shadow of the tower, but I think considering the weather forecast, I think this was a smart move, and it is not the same iconic setting that we wanted to do, but Mother Nature gets a vote, I suppose. So here we are in this wonderful setting. The significance of taking the oath doesn't change no matter where you do it. This is a right and fitting place to do it here on NC State. It's certainly been quite a journey to get here, but all of us are certainly excited that the journey was undertaken. This past journey, frankly, enabled the start of another one, which is about to start when these midshipmen accept their commission. Note the word I just used. These men and women are about to accept their commission. They're about to willingly put the needs of the nation first and put themselves at the bottom of a list of priorities. That list of priorities starts with the Constitution, then puts the mission, the Navy, the Marine Corps, and all others ahead of the individual. Taking the oath of office and accepting the commission is the most significant event in any officer's career. It's a binding commitment accepted willingly, and it comes with the recitation of a single sentence. But it's a deep and meaningful sentence, which I want to unpack here for just a few minutes. You know, the first law passed by the first Congress in 1789 was regarding oaths. And in several revisions to that oath in the last 230 years, the words have changed a little bit, but the intent of the oath has not changed at all. Many of us here today, all important people in the life, growth, and development of our very soon-to-be officers, have taken this oath before, and it's worth it every now and then to remind ourselves what this oath means. The oath is a public statement of personal commitment. We stand before friends and family, and we do solemnly swear. We swear to uphold a set of ideas which define a nation. We don't swear to support a person or a party. We swear we will support our Constitution and the form of government it creates. We swear we will defend our Constitution and the liberty it guarantees. This statement, where we support and defend an idea and not just a person, it's pretty vague, and it's pretty vague on purpose. It means we must have critically thinking leaders, men and women of character and conviction, who can sort out what it means to support and defend, independent of their leaders back home. This brings up an interesting contrast, and as long as you don't live underneath a rock, you know that there's a lot of news going on, particularly in the European landmass. And I thought this was an interesting comparison, or interesting contrast between our oath of office and that of the former Soviet Union. Their oath required officers to, quote, unquestioningly to carry out the requirements of all military regulations and orders of commanders and superiors. Our oath demands we support the Constitution and country whose course it directs. One oath creates followers. The other demands critically thinking ethical leaders. Can see headlines and see the difference there, frankly. We say we will bear true faith and allegiance to the ideas espoused in the Constitution. We make it clear that we are dedicating ourselves to the interest of our nation. We also make sure the person taking the oath knows that there can be no conflict between their head and their heart, that they have no mental reservations. The oath makes sure they are fully committing and that it's done by their own choice, that they take this obligation freely. You know what you're getting into when you take that oath. You're committing to give it your absolute best all the time, no matter the circumstances. You swear you will do your duties well and faithfully. Then we close the oath with a statement, "So help me God." Compare our oath to that old Soviet oath again, where they say, "If I break this solemn vow, may I be severely punished by the Soviet people, universally hated and despised." It's one thing to be hated. It's another to let down an almighty. Our closing acknowledges no stronger commitment can exist. I think it's a good thing for us to take a few minutes to remember what our oath is about. Every time we hear it, all of us who have served or are about to start or continue their service should pause and reflect what it means to take that oath. Take it as our call to stand a little straighter or go that extra mile or continue to be the moral and ethical leader our nation needs to sustain us far into the future. I'm excited to see all these candidates take this oath today, and I know all of our guests are too. All right, so I was on my soapbox there for a couple minutes. Let me get off that and do my primary purpose here, which is introduce our guest speaker. So my primary purpose is to introduce our guest of honor, Major General Gray Payne. You can read his full bio in our program. If you do, you'll see he was a highly successful officer, both inside and outside of the Marine Corps. Inside the Marine Corps, he excelled in logistics, which any senior warfighter will tell you is a linchpin of any successful operation. Outside of the Marine Corps, he's excelled in the C-suite of many companies with revenue in the hundreds of millions. And General Payne started his journey exactly in the same place these soon-to-be officers are about to start their journey, right here in North Carolina and right here at NC State. General Payne, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for that kind introduction, and a special thanks for getting an old photograph in the program today. So that it does my heart good. It's indeed an honor and a pleasure to be with you today for this commissioning ceremony. I suspect that our commissionees have suspected that now that they are finishing their undergraduate studies, that they get a little break from education. Not true, because I'd like to start my remarks with a little-known history lesson for you that is pertinent. The USS Constitution, Old Ironsides, as a combat vessel carried 48,600 gallons of fresh water for her crew of 475 officers and men, both sailors and Marines. This was sufficient to last 6 months of sustained operations at sea. She carried no evaporators, in other words, freshwater distillers. According to her log, on July 27, 1798, the USS Constitution sailed from Boston with a full complement of 475 officers and men, 48,600 gallons of fresh water, 7,400 cannon shot, 11,600 pounds of black powder, and 79,400 gallons of rum. Her mission? To destroy and harass English shipping. Making Jamaica on 6 October, she took on 826 pounds of flour and 68,300 gallons of rum. Then she headed for the Azores, arriving there 12 November. She provisioned with 550 pounds of beef and 64,300 gallons of Portuguese wine. On 18 November, she set sail for England, and in the ensuing days, she defeated 5 British men of war and captured and scuttled 12 English merchant ships, salvaging only the rum aboard each. By 26 January, her powder and shot were exhausted. Nevertheless, although unarmed, she made a night raid up the Firth of Clyde in Scotland. Her landing party captured a whiskey distillery and transferred 40,000 gallons of single malt scotch aboard by dawn. Then she headed home. The USS Constitution arrived in Boston Harbor on 20 February 1799 with no cannon shot, no food, no powder, no rum, no wine, no whiskey, and 38,600 gallons of stagnant water. That is, I like that especially because of the logistics in a connotation. Yes, yes. And I might say that you're very bold in inviting a general or flag officer to speak on this occasion because generals and flag officers have a bad tendency of speaking and speaking and speaking and speaking. So I'm departing from that today. I left my 25-page speech at home and will be fairly brief in my remarks so that we can get down to what we're all here for, and that's the commissioning. Becoming a commissioned officer is certainly a privilege and one you should never take for granted. I would like to leave with you today 3 things that I have always kept at the forefront of my thinking during my career and since my career. 3 things, and if you follow these things, these 3 to the letter, I think you'll not go wrong. The first one is, the first of the guiding principles is leadership, because it all starts with leadership. Leadership to accomplish the mission, and leadership of taking care of your Marines and sailors. The second guiding principle is that of integrity. Integrity at all times and in all things is absolutely critical in order to strengthen your leadership, because it is all about respect and it's all about trust. And once that is broken, it can never be recaptured. And the third guiding principle that I would like for you to keep in mind is that of moral courage. It's doing the right thing even when it's not the popular course of action. And you're going to find occasions when you have to do that. Moral courage is also all about speaking truth to power, which you'll be faced with as well. 3 things: leadership, integrity, and moral courage. Shortly before I retired from the Marine Corps, I was in uniform at a function one day, and a lovely lady asked me, she said, General Payne, I see all the ribbons and medals on your uniform. You've obviously accomplished much. What would you consider is your greatest accomplishment in your career? It didn't take me long to ponder that question. And I told her the greatest accomplishment I think I accomplished was earning the Eagle, Globe, and Anchor, just becoming a Marine. And I hope you feel the same way, that whether it's an Eagle, Globe, and Anchor or the Navy emblem, that will be your greatest accomplishment, because everything else follows from that. I hope you enjoy the challenge. I hope you enjoy the Marines and sailors that are under your charge. I hope you enjoy serving this great nation. I can honestly say that every time I put the uniform on, it meant something deep inside. Best of luck to you. God bless, and Semper Fidelis.
Thank you, Major General Payne. We will now present the Ensign Worth Bagley Leadership Award. An officer's sword is presented to the Navy option that exemplifies the highest degree of scholastic achievement, military bearing, leadership, and personal decor. Delivering the sword is Emery Miller, graduate of the United States Naval Academy. This year's recipient is Midshipman Dylan Ford. Ensign Worth Bagley was born in Raleigh, North Carolina on April 6, 1874. He graduated from the United States Naval Academy and commissioned in 1895. Ensign Bagley was the only naval officer killed during the Spanish-American War in 1898. We're presenting the Ensign Worth Bagley Sword to Dylan Ford, who has exemplified performance throughout his time at North Carolina State and ROTC unit. Dylan has proven himself throughout as a constant and consistent academic performance, battalion leadership, and exemplifies the officer acumen. One, on the behalf of the Bagleys, the Daniels families, as well as Billy and Anna Sina, who are not here today, thank you, Mr. Miller, for presenting the award. We will now present the Officer's Sword from the Marine Corps League. This Officer's Sword is presented to the graduating Marine option that most exemplifies the highest degree of scholastic achievement, military bearing, leadership, and personal decor. Delivering the sword is Colonel John Stanley, retired. This year's recipient is Gunnery Sergeant Matthew Gardner. Thank you, Colonel Stanley and the Marine Corps League. We will now present the Navy Submarine League Award. This award is given to the graduating submarine officer designated officer as the most exemplary superior performance and academic achievement. Delivering this award is Captain Lee Cisco, United States retired. This year's award recipient is Officer Candidate Samantha Kenter.
Great, thank you for inviting me here. And first, let me thank you all of those who are serving on active duty now and who have served, and also for those of you who are about to serve. Thank you, and also for the family members who support them. I represent the submarine force here today. I had the pleasure of getting commissioned about 29 years ago as a ensign in the U.S. Navy. Served for 24 years and served on 5 submarines and had command of USS Louisville. So I'm representing the Navy Submarine League, and they sponsor a lot of awards every year for active duty Navy officers and sailors, but also a Frederick Warder Award to an outstanding Naval ROTC. And so I want to talk a little bit about Officer Candidate Kentner first. And first, before I do that, let me put on my reading glasses because I'm getting a little older here. So the name of the award is the Admiral Frederick Warder Award. And Admiral Warder was the CEO of the USS Seawolf during World War II. He took command. It was a brand new submarine in 1939. And he had command through 1942. Obviously, that's in the war. And so for those of you, once Pearl Harbor happened, the submarine force took the fight to the Japanese. And the submarine force lost 52 submarines. And what I really like about the submarine force is honoring those that went before us and learning the lessons, not only from war, but even accidents like the Thresher and things like that. So the award is in honor of Admiral Warder, who on the Seawolf He did 7 war patrols, which is incredible. You know, given the fact we lost 52 submarines, the average was 3. People's life expectancy was to do 3, so he did 7. And he was known to his crew as Fearless Freddy. And apparently the admiral didn't exactly like that. He was a pretty humble person, but that's a great segue into why Officer Candidate Kittner is the recipient of this award. Is she's pretty fearless herself. She's from Meadville, Pennsylvania. She graduated in 2015, and she was a softball player and a volleyball player. And I understand she was a libero. And so, as a father of 2 volleyball players, I can tell you the libero is a very tough position. You've just got to sacrifice for your team, throw your body at the ball, watch your team, situational awareness. What's coming next? Where do I need to be? How do I back my team up? And you got to be aggressive and fearless. And so that says a lot about her character. And like a lot of folks who choose to serve, she didn't quite know what she wanted to do with her life. And so, lo and behold, a recruiter came to her high school, talked to her about this Navy thing, how to take the ASVAB, and said, wow, you did pretty good. How'd you like to come in the Navy's nuclear power program? And so she did. And she enlisted, went into boot camp, went to nuclear power school for 6 months, which is a heavy academics, very challenging. And then for 6 months, went to the prototype where we actually learned how to operate a reactor. And she did so well that basically they said, hey, how would you like to stay here and be an instructor and teach students all about nuclear power? And again, a very select few get to do that. So she did that, stayed at Charleston there, and was training students, and qualified engine room supervisor, which again, it's a more higher level qualification where you're in the engine room and you're basically, again, backing up your team, supervising, operating the plant, and when things go wrong, you're going to where the danger is and taking care of things and making it go right, make things safe, but all the while training students. And as she was there, basically they recognized that she was a superior performer and her potential for leadership, and she was recommended for a Seaman to Admiral program, which is what she executed here at NC State. So she was able to come here and did a phenomenal job. She got her degree in mechanical engineering. She'll be graduating here soon. She's also asked to be the speaker at her college graduation, and where she got a 4.0 in her 3 years here, so pretty impressive. Couple other things, one thing about great leaders is that they also, certainly it's about them. It takes a lot of effort, but also they also recognize that they didn't get there without the help of others. So a couple of folks I know that have meant a lot to her in her life who I know are here today. One of them is her boyfriend, Matt Ayers. He had actually served in the Navy as well on the USS Nimitz. Bill and Tina, her parents. I'm sure you were probably wondering what your daughter was getting herself into joining the Navy, but I know you think it's probably a pretty good thing. She's done quite well, and I know she's going to continue to do great things. Helen and Leslie Chisman, her aunt and cousin, who also have been a significant influence on her life. Marge Gandolfi, her aunt, and Cora Kintner, her grandmother, who couldn't be here today, but I know has been through all of her milestones and is joining us virtually. So, and then Lieutenant J.G. Caitlin Ball. So Caitlin's going to be administering her oath, and it's Sam's best friend and old roommate. They were both staff pickups together at Prototype, so I think that's great. Of note, Lieutenant Ball is on USS Texas, which Commander Hertel commanded here. And then also here is MM1 Desiree Edwards. It was Sam's first mentor and was a junior staff instructor. Desiree served on the Florida and is now out and using her GI Bill to go to college and further herself, and she'll be giving her first salute. And then Lieutenant J.G. Brian Swanson, it's one of her mentors, and a best friend while they were on crew together also at Prototype. And he works for the Naval Reactors Representative Office there in Connecticut. And then lastly, MM1's Shane Selling, someone she mentored as a staff instructor and is also now on the USS Texas. Yeah. So with that, Sam, if you'd please join me on the stage. The one thing we're presenting here is not only a certificate, but also a book written by Admiral Fluckey, who is a Medal of Honor recipient, Thunder Below. I encourage you to read it. It's a great book. And the last thing I'll do here is read this citation before I present you the book and the certificate. So, Officer Candidate Kittner, in achieving this distinction, has demonstrated superior sustained performance in a difficult and challenging academic and operational environment, and as a result has earned her commanding officer's nomination for this distinctive award. In recognition of outstanding performance, the Naval Submarine League is pleased to present to Officer Candidate Kittner the Naval Submarine League Frederick Warder Award for Outstanding Achievement.
Thank you, Captain Cisco. During today's ceremony, we will ask family and friends to administering the oath, who's administering the oath, and presenting insignia covers to join their midshipmen on the stage. This is a personalized and easy, a once-in-a-lifetime moment. We encourage family members and friends in the audience to take pictures, cheer, and celebrate. The oath of office will be administered. The oath that all military officers take is a combination of constitutional requirements, historical influence, centuries-old customs, with the overarching purpose to bind the commissionee to the service. Midshipman Dylan Ford, United States Navy, will be joined on the stage by Captain Andrew Hertel, Billy, Catherine, and John Bacon. His oath of office will be administered by Captain Andrew Hertel, United States Navy. Sir.
I, state your name. I, Dylan Ford, do solemnly swear that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic, that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same, that I take this obligation freely, without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion, and that I will well and faithfully discharge the duties of the office on which I'm about to enter. So help me God. Thank you, sir.
Presenting Ensign Ford his cover and new insignia are Billy, Catherine, and John Bacon. Ensign Dylan Ford is from Winston-Salem, North Carolina, and is graduating with a bachelor's degree in chemical engineering. He will report to the USS Polynesia DDG 117 as an officer training for the nuclear surface warfare. His first salute will be given by Eric Pumple. Midshipman Jacob Griffin, United States Navy, will now be joined on the stage by Captain Liskey, Kent, Stephanie, Ellie, Abby, Griffin. His oath of office will be administered by Captain Jonathan Liskey.
I, Jacob Alexander Griffin, do solemnly swear that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic, that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same, that I take this obligation freely, without mental reservation or purpose of evasion, and that I will well and faithfully discharge the duties of the office on which I am about to enter. So help me God.
Ensign Jacob Griffin. Presenting Ensign Griffin his cover, new insignia are Kent, Stephanie, Ellie, and Abby Griffin. Ensign Jacob Griffin is from Greenville, North Carolina, and is graduating with a degree in mathematics. He will be reporting to flight school in Pensacola as a student naval aviator. His first salute will be given by First Sergeant Robert Overby. Midshipman Benjamin Hardy, United States Navy, will now be joined on the stage by Captain Andrew Hertel, Will, Sherry, Nate, and Jack Hardy. His oath of office will be administered by Captain Andrew Hertel.
I, Ben Hardy, do solemnly swear that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic. That I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same. That I take this obligation freely without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion. That I will well and faithfully discharge the duties of the office on which I'm about to enter. So help me God.
Presenting Ensign Hardy, his cover and new insignia will be Will, Sherry, Nate, and Jack Hardy. Ensign Benjamin Hardy is from Marietta, Georgia, and is graduating with a bachelor's degree in economics. He will report to the flight school in Pensacola, Florida, as a student aviator. His first salute will be given by Staff Sergeant Shane Castor. Midshipman Jordan Kellerman, United States Navy, will be joined on the stage by Captain Hertel, Kristen, Brad Harrington, and Skylar Kellerman. Okay. Presenting Ensign Kellerman, her cover and her new insignia are Kristen and Brad Harrington and Skylar Kellerman. Ensign Jordan Kellerman is from Portland, Oregon, and is graduating with a bachelor's degree in international studies. She will report to the USS Harper's Ferry LSD 49 as an officer in training for surface warfare. Her first salute will be given by Officer Candidate Vivian Gutierrez. Officer Candidate Samantha Kenter, United States Navy, will be joined on the stage by Lieutenant Junior Grade Ball, Bill, Tina Kenter, and Matthew Ayers. Her oath of office will be administered by her close friend, Lieutenant Junior Grade Catlin Ball. Presenting Ensign Kenter, her cover and new insignia are Bill, Tina Kenter, and Matthew Ayers. Ensign Samantha Kenter is from Meadville, Pennsylvania, and is graduating summa cum laude with a bachelor's degree in mechanical engineering. She will report to the Naval Nuclear Power Training Command in Charleston, South Carolina, as an officer in training for the submarine warfare. Her first salute will be given by Machinist Mate Nuclear Desiree Edwards. Midshipman Carson Liskey, United States Navy, will be joined on the stage by Captain Liskey, Cassidy Shire, Colt, and Valerie Liskey. His oath of office will be administered by his father, Captain Jonathan Liskey. Presenting Ensign Liskey, his cover and new insignia are Cassidy Shire, Colt, and Valerie Liskey. Ensign Liskey is from Emerald Isle, North Carolina, and is graduating with a bachelor's degree in human biology. He will report to the dive school in Panama City, Florida, as a explosive ordnance disposal candidate. His first salute will be given by Staff Sergeant Eric Pumpu. Midshipman Joseph Milano, United States Navy, will be joined on the stage by Captain Hertel, Walter, Linda, and Joseph Milano. His oath also will be administered by Captain Andrew Hertel.
I state your name. I, Joseph Milano, do solemnly swear that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic. That I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same. That I take this obligation freely without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion. And that I will well and faithfully discharge. the duties of the office. On which I'm about to enter. So help me God.
Presenting Ensign Milano his cover and new insignia is Walter, Linda, and Joseph Milano. Ensign Milano is from Dunbarton, New Hampshire, and is graduating with a bachelor's degree in civil engineering. He will report to the flight school in Pensacola, Florida, as a student naval aviator. His first salute will be given by Staff Sergeant Eric Plumpu. Midshipman Mason Overby, United States Navy, will be joined on stage by Lieutenant Johnson. Yes, sir. All right. Campbell, Lauren, and Wendell Overby. His oath also will be administered by Lieutenant Johnson.
I, Mason Overby, do solemnly swear to support and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic. That I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same. That I take this obligation freely without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion. And that I will and faithfully discharge the duties of the office in which I'm about to enter. So help me God.
All right. Presenting Ensign Overby cover and new singer are Caleb, Lauren, and Wendell Overby. Ensign Mason Overby is from Concord, North Carolina, and is graduating with a bachelor's degree in history. He will report to USS Truxtun, DDG 103, as an officer in training for surface warfare. His first salute will be given by Corporal Yao. Okay. Midshipman Patrick Midshipman Patrick O'Connor, United States Navy, will be joined on the stage by Captain Andrew Hertel, Grace Sena, Catherine, and Joseph O'Connor.
Raise your right hand. I state your name.
I, Patrick O'Connor,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States
that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States
against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same,
that I take this obligation freely
that I take this obligation freely
without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion,
without any mental reservation or purpose of
and that I will well and faithfully discharge
that I will well and faithfully discharge
the duties of the office
the duties of the office
on which I'm about to enter.
on which I am about to enter.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Presenting Ensign O'Connor, his cover and new insignia are Joseph O'Connor, Grace Sane, and Catherine. Ensign Patrick O'Connor is from Charlotte, North Carolina, and is graduating with a bachelor's degree in civil engineering. He will report to the flight school in Pensacola, Florida, as a student naval officer. His first salute will now be given by Staff Sergeant Eric Pumpo. Midshipman John Ridge, United States Navy, will be joined on the stage by Captain Andrew Hertel, John, Kimberly, Grace, and Peter Ridge.
Raise your right hand. I state your name.
I, John Clinton Ridge III,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States
that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States
against all enemies,
against all enemies,
foreign and domestic,
foreign and domestic,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same,
that I take this obligation freely
that I take this obligation freely
without
without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion,
without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion,
that I will well and faithfully discharge
the duties of the office
the duties of the office
on which I'm about to enter.
of which I'm about to enter.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Ensign John Ridge. Presenting Ensign Ridge, his cover, new insignia are John, Kimberly, Grace, and Peter Ridge. Ensign John Ridge is from Raleigh, North Carolina, and is graduating with a bachelor's degree in electrical engineering. He will report to the USS America LHA-6 as an officer in training for surface warfare with a specialization as an intel officer upon qualification. His first salute will be given by Staff Sergeant Eric Plumpu. Midshipman Ben Schellenberger, United States Navy, will now be joined on the stage by Lieutenant Colonel Schellenberger, Tess Zoe Christie Schellenberger. His oath of office will be administered by his father, Lieutenant Colonel Mark Schellenberger, United States Marine Corps, retired.
Raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your name.
I, Ben Schellenberger,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support and defend
that I will support and defend
the Constitution of the United States of America
the Constitution of the United States of America
against all enemies,
against all enemies,
foreign and domestic,
foreign and domestic,
and I will bear true faith
and I will bear true faith
and allegiance to the same,
and allegiance to the same,
that I take this obligation
that I take this obligation
freely
freely
without any mental reservation
without any mental reservation
or purpose of evasion,
or purpose of evasion,
and that I will well and faithfully
and I will well and faithfully
discharge the duties of the office
discharge the duties of the office
upon which I am about to enter.
which I'm about to enter.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Presenting Ensign Schellenberger, his cover and new insignia are Tess, Zoe, and Christy Schellenberger. Ensign Ben Schellenberger is from Madison, Alabama, and is graduating with a bachelor's degree in biological and agricultural engineering technology. He will report to the flight school in Pensacola, Florida, as a student naval aviator. His first salute will be given by Staff Sergeant Eric Plumpo. Midshipman Andrew Wooden, United States Navy, will be joined on the stage by Captain Hertel, Eric Newman, Tanya Wooden, and Logan Swanman.
Right hand. I state your name.
I, Andrew Timothy Wooten,
Do solemnly swear.
do solemnly swear
I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States
I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States
against all enemies,
against all enemies,
foreign and domestic.
foreign and domestic,
That I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same.
that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same,
That I take this obligation freely,
that I take this obligation freely
without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion.
without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion,
And that I will well and faithfully discharge
and that I will well and faithfully discharge
the duties of the office
the duties of the office
on which I'm about to enter.
on which I'm about to enter.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Yeah. Presenting Ensign Wooden, his cover and new insignia are Eric Newman, Tanya Wooden, and Logan Swayman. Ensign Wooden is from Winston-Salem, North Carolina, and is graduating with a bachelor's degree in science in human biology with a minor in nutrition. He will report to the flight school in Pensacola as a student naval flight officer. His first salute will be given by his father, Senior Chief Petty Officer John Wooden. Gunner Sergeant Matthew Gardner, United States Marine Corps, will be joined on the stage by Major Hollop, Alexandria, Matthew Jr., and Madison Gardner. His oath of office will be administered by Major Scott Hollop.
I state your name.
I, Matthew Gordon,
Do solemnly swear.
do solemnly swear
To support and defend
to support and defend
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
against all enemies,
against all enemies,
foreign and domestic,
foreign and domestic,
and that I bear true faith
and that I bear true faith
and allegiance to the same,
and allegiance to the same,
that I take this obligation freely
and I take this obligation freely
without any mental reservation
without any mental reservation
or purpose of evasion,
or purpose of evasion,
and that I will well and faithfully
and I will well and faithfully
discharge the duties
discharge the duties
of the office
of the office
upon which I am about to enter.
upon which I am about to enter.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Presenting Second Lieutenant Gardner his new insignia are Alexandria, Matthew Jr., and Madison Gardner. Second Lieutenant Matthew Gardner is from DeLane, Florida, and is graduating summa cum laude with a bachelor's degree in sustainable materials technologies with a minor in environmental science and renewable energy. He will report to the basic school in Quantico, Virginia. His first salute will be given by U.S. Army First Sergeant Linwood Wright. Please join me in a round of applause for all the new. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the playing of Anchors Away and the Marine Corps hymn. Remain standing for the departure of the official party. Cut it. Major General, United States Marine Corps, departing. North Carolina Piedmont Region Consortium, departing. Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes the ceremony.